Hello everybody, my name is Kyle Kalk and welcome to my week 2 video review for MUX1403. This week we were to actually prototype our application and then go out and allow random people to test it. I was able to find the 6 people I wanted to have test the application in its current form. Mostly it was good feedback. This main page received the best. There's very little in the way of any confusion or anything like that. Everyone was quite happy with the way it looked, with the images and the information. The only thing a couple of the users pointed out while I was demoing it with them was they would like some sort of possibly a review to be there, a 5-star review or however I would implement it, but they were wondering if that would be possible. It would have been a feature they would have liked to have there. And then furthermore, and then have the recipes then sorted by how high the review was. So going into the next screen here, again, it was a pretty good review. Again, some users mentioned that another image even along the top or somewhere on this screen would have been good. There was a common complaint, and it was a design oversight by myself, which is never a good thing, but the instructions, I can click in there and it'll come up with you being able to edit it, which is not my intention, and 5 of the 6 users accidentally actually clicked on that, and having done so, your only option is to go back. So moving forward, of course, that's definitely something I'm going to want to fix. So then we'll go back in here, and users found the interface relatively easy to understand. You got your delete recipe here, and then edit will bring you to the next page. So there was no real big issues here. People found that very easy to do. Again, most of this page was very easy for the users to understand. No real big complaints here. For this, the only real one that some had was some possible outline to the text view here, so they know for sure to be able to edit it, as well as, again, a quicker and easier way to close the keyboard. As you can see, there isn't an option up there. So moving forward, that's going to be something, again, I have to implement to allow users to quickly get out of those situations. Generally speaking, however, the users were very happy with how easy it was to get from one point to the next. Swipes was something that they were encouraging me to add and suggested, so that will be another one I have to look at moving forward. But otherwise, they were relatively easy to get back from point A to B and then B to A. The add recipe, as they loved this screen, it had everything they needed. Has the closed keyboard, so when they brought that up, once they were done everything, it was a matter of just clicking that. Keyboard is gone for them. The clear form worked great, so if you made a mistake or decided you didn't really want to actually save this, it gets rid of everything. But again, the mention was here that there's no outline to the text view, so some users, had to kind of fiddle around trying to click there, so that will be, again, something I need to look into in my next iteration of the application. The save recipe, this would be the last step they took. When you click save, it pops up my form, which then they were then asked to fill out. Going through here, as you can see, I have my 6 replies to it. I had 3 that thought the application was great, outside of the very small issues that they had. Otherwise, they think the idea is a great idea, and their overall impression was really good. There were a couple average and 1 good. Were they able to get to where they needed to be quickly? Most said yes. A couple said no, and they followed that up by, while talking to them, just maybe having an edit, quicker access to that, maybe even in the table view on the main screen, so it would be something I have to look into. But size is a concern for me. I don't want to make the views too big, so moving forward, it's something I have to keep in the back of my mind, but only if I can implement it in such a way that makes sense for the application. Only one person lost their way in the app, and it had to do with the editing section, and that would just require me to have maybe a easier label for them to understand where where they are. The other 5 had no problems whatsoever with the navigation inside of the app. Did you ever find you were stuck within a screen? Everyone said no. The only caveat to that would be, again, the keyboard on the edit. That's something I need to fix, and it definitely will be in my next iteration. That would be the only sticking point in that certain particular area. And I asked the question of, was there anything confusing in the app? And one person said nothing, but everyone else just about said that the edit recipe button, it had, well, the text view, you could edit it on any screen, so that wasn't very good. And that confused them, because then they had to back out, because I didn't have implemented a keyboard closing on any of those pages, since you shouldn't have been able to actually access that part of the view. One person said about not being able to use swipe motions. They were trying to, they couldn't, so they were a little confused about that. So again, just something I have to pay attention to, and in my next iteration, hopefully implement it and have it working for the next batch of users I have test this app. And then I just threw in a question at the bottom if people would be willing to pay for the app. 5 said no, free would be the best way, maybe ad supported. One person said $1, so again, something just kind of a food for thought thing for me moving forward with the application, if I further develop it into the next stages and actually start to code and everything else towards it. I hope you all had a great week, and look forward to seeing you all again next week. Thank you very much.